It is 5 a.m. on WKYT this morning. 1 week later, and crews can start cleaning up finally what is left of the bluegrass stockyards here in Lexington.
Chipotle's in Lexington and across the country will be closed for a few hours today. We'll tell you why.
And Super Bowl 50 is in the books this morning. We'll have the highlights of the Broncos' big win and tell you what records they also set.
This is WKYT This Morning.
Good morning. Welcome into you. Happy Monday. I'm Rebecca Smith.
And I'm Bill Bryant. Here we are. It is February 8th, and we are so glad you're with us today on WKYT. Big Super Bowl. It was right here on WKYT. A lot of folks got to see it.
Yeah, so maybe you're just kind of wiping that sleep out of your eye. It's pretty early if you were up late last night, right, Micah?
Yeah. I think I went to bed right after halftime, so I got to see at least half of the game. But yeah, I mean, congratulations to the Broncos. That's a pretty good game last night. Very defensive game. We're on our defense too, and here's the reason why. We have a wintry mix outside at this moment. Most of this is just some cold rain. But what you have to be watching out for, the valley regions over in east and southeastern Kentucky, that's where we're seeing a bit of a switch over here and there. That's why we call it a wintry mix. Don't expect many issues out of this morning. If there are, it's going to be in the valley areas where temperatures get right around freezing. So you got to be watching out for that. If you are over in east and southeastern Kentucky, just know taking off this morning, you got to take it slow. Most of this is going to be rain for much of your day. And then it really transitions over into snow later on this evening. I think if there's a commute issue, it'll be evening, overnight, and into tomorrow morning. We're going to talk more about that, and I'm going to break it down for you coming up in a few minutes.
Okay, see you then. Thank you.
It has been a week since a massive fire destroyed the bluegrass stockyards in Lexington.
And now crews will start the process of cleaning up all of that rubble and debris that is left behind and try to make some decisions about what is ahead. WKYT's Mark Barber is live from the stockyards this morning. Mark?
Good morning, Bill. And that process will start by resurfacing Lyle Industrial Avenue, which is just over my shoulder here. It was damaged by that fire, and then crews will also work to clear the rubble away from the bluegrass stockyards here on South Forbes Road. As you said, it's been a little over a week, and while fire investigators are still trying to figure out what caused this extensive damage from this massive 3-alarm fire, they say it is time to start clearing the damage that is left behind. Now, there is somewhat of a bright spot this morning in this very difficult process. The COO of the stockyard says their offices were in a cement structure underground. So while there is some smoke damage there, they were able to save some valuable pieces of stockyard history. At one time, the historic stockyards here were one of the 3 largest stockyards in the country. So officials here were delighted when they discovered artifacts, old promotional items, hand-drawn plans, and old records that were kept by hand. All of those are salvageable, we're told. They say they are already starting to talk about what they want to do with those things to preserve that bit of history in the new place. Now, at this time, at last check, there's still no word on where they plan to rebuild or what the new stockyards could look like. But again, it looks like they will be able to restart, holding on to a little bit of the past there. Now you'll hear directly from the COO of the stockyards coming up in another live report on WKYT News at 5:30, and he'll be speaking about what else they found underground. Live in Lexington, Mark Barber, WKYT.
Yeah, it's interesting that anything survived the fire. Thank you very much, Mark. Lexington police are still looking for a man accused of robbing a gas station. Police say a man walked into the Shell gas station on Palomar Center Drive early yesterday morning, said that he had a gun, and demanded cash and cigarettes. The clerk handed those items over, and the man took off. Police believe the thief is heavy-set, about 5'8". He was wearing a black hooded sweatshirt and had on a black mask.
In Louisville, investigators are still trying to figure out what started a deadly fire there. This fire started around 5 yesterday evening on Evangeline Avenue in a 1-story garage. The coroner there says 31-year-old Joshua Neal Dyer died from smoke inhalation. Dyer's brother, who lives at the house, says Dyer would sleep and stay in the garage from time to time. Firefighters responded to a scary scene on I-75 in Rockcastle County. Mount Vernon firefighters were called out yesterday morning to a vehicle fire near the 68-mile marker. No one was hurt, but as you can see, that car destroyed.
Also this morning in the news, a Franklin County grandfather found guilty of shooting a teenager now knows his sentence. Deputies arrested Samuel Isaacs in August of 2014. They say he shot a 14-year-old David Lacey at a mobile home park on Duckers Road. A jury found him guilty of first-degree assault back in April, and the State Journal is reporting the judge has now sentenced him to the recommended 18 years in prison. Deputies said Isaac shot Lacey because he was upset that his granddaughter had sneaked off with the teen the night before. The State Journal reports Lacey has recovered. When you head out for lunch today, one restaurant will pretty much be off of the menu, at least for a lot of the day. Chipotle is closing for a few hours today at all of its locations all around the country.
That goes for those in Lexington as well. Chipotle will have a meeting on food safety because they've had some issues with that. WKYT Sean Moody's at our live desk with more on the closings.
Hey, Rebecca and Bill, if you're used to getting Chipotle for lunch, you'll be out of luck today. All their employees will be in a video conference with company executives. Chipotle usually opens at 11 a.m., but today they'll close every one of their locations for 4 hours this afternoon for a food safety meeting and video conference with those company executives. The move comes after an E. coli outbreak at the Mexican restaurant last year. About 500 people got sick. At this meeting, employees will go over an updated food safety program implemented by the chain in January. Those stores will reopen at 3 o'clock local time. At the live desk, Sean Moody, WKYT.
In New York City, crews are still trying to clear up debris this morning after a deadly crawler crane collapse. City investigators still do not know what led to the collapse that killed a man walking on the sidewalk. Mayor de Blasio said there are several possible factors like equipment failure, the wind, or human error. The city is suspending all crawler cranes from operation until each crane is cleared by inspectors.
We are going to make sure that the people in New York City are safe during this construction boom, and if we have to take strong measures to put limits on construction, we will do so.
Well, yesterday morning, family and friends attended a memorial service for David Wicks, the man killed after the crane collapse. Friends say his death was a shock, and they still cannot believe that he is gone. Well, Super Bowl 50 is actually in the books. The Denver Broncos are your champions.
Right. The Broncos beat the Carolina Panthers 24-10 last night. It was a big night all the way around for the Broncos. Peyton Manning is now the first player in NFL history to reach 200 career wins. And against the Panthers, his team had 7 sacks. Manning has not made a decision about his retirement, and he credited his defense for the victory. Lee K. Howard will have more highlights coming up a little bit later on in sports.
Well, if you were paying attention to the commercials during the Super Bowl last night, you may have spotted some familiar faces. For the 4th year in a row, UK bought time locally to air its own Super Bowl commercial. This year, the ad featured Coach Mark Stoops delivering a monologue called "Finish What We Start."
Yeah, inspiring message there. And before the Super Bowl, a pair of Kentucky pups took center stage at the annual Puppy Bowl. According to a Louisville TV station, 2 puppies from Nelson County's Barktown Rescue made their Animal Planet debut. Optimus Prime and Shyla were a part of a new Team Rough and Team Fluff. In the end, it was Team Rough winning it 70-44.
It's cute.
Dog.
Yeah.
WKYT this morning, just getting started. It is your Monday. We're glad you're up and at it with us as we get a brand new week off and rolling.
From an Apple first to a love of Legos and Star Wars, we'll take a look at a couple of lucrative opportunities ahead on WKYT this morning.
You know, weather-wise, it's all about that wintry mix outside today, and then we head off into the evening and into the night. That's when it changes over into all snow. We're going to go over that and your latest details coming up next. We have a winter weather advisory kicking off at 7 a.m. all the way through Wednesday. We have a long ways to go, and you know what? They may even extend that off on a Thursday and Friday, just due to the fact roads will still be very cold, and anything that falls out of the sky will stick and cause a few issues. All across the region, everybody right now under that winter weather advisory, just updated in the far northern zone. So everybody at this moment is under that winter weather advisory. It's very widespread, the wintry mix is, but let me tell you this, most of this that you're seeing this morning is just cold rain. You're getting bits and pieces. You could get a flake or 2 out of this, or maybe even some ice pellets. But for the most part, I don't see many issues out of this. It's mainly just some wet roads because temperatures are well above freezing. We're there in the upper 30s to lower 40s. I would say in the valley regions, east and southeastern Kentucky, that is where you have to take it slow on the roads early this morning, because that's where those temperatures can really bottom out. And I expect for the most part, though, no major issues out of this, so just keep that in mind. Here's the look across the region. Most of this, once again, that rain moving toward the east. The temperatures you see there, 36 now reading in Lexington, that rain right over us, and also 40 degrees in Jackson, London, Corbin area sitting at 43. But remember, when you get in those valleys, really, really cold pockets, that's where you could get temperatures right around freezing. So that's something that you have to just be cognizant about, okay? Just realize that when you're traveling this morning east and southeastern Kentucky, you're going to be rolling through that. Watch these temperatures, though, going off into the evening and into the night. That's when they start to drop, and that cold air catches up with the rain outside. And that rain will transition into snow later on this evening and into the overnight hours for tomorrow morning. It will be totally different than this morning that you're going to be seeing there on the Fender Radar Network. You'll see all that transition into snow. Here's the look as we go throughout the next 5 days. Remember, this is 5 days. This isn't 1 day. 5 inches total here in Lexington. That's for 5 days. So each and every single day, you'll have that snow chance, but it's going to be very light each and every single day. It still cause some issues, but all in all, it looks like southeastern Kentucky, you'll be anywhere from 6 to maybe 8 inches of snow when it's all said and done, all throughout the week. This is cumulative, okay? So put that together. We're looking at anywhere from 2 to 5 inches of rain for most. I would say that's a good call. And then we start to get down towards southeast Kentucky where it could be a little bit higher, those higher elevations. Here's your 7-day forecast and what you can expect. Most of the day is going to be on and off wintry mix. Most of that's going to be some cold rain, but you could get some bits and pieces of ice pellets, maybe even some freezing rain in the valleys of eastern and southeastern Kentucky. Then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, yeah, we're looking at more snow involved in the forecast. Off into your weekend, there's still a smaller chance, but there's still a chance. So we're looking at those temperatures in the teens and 20s. And it's just going to be bitterly cold there as we get toward midweek and late week with those overnight lows in the teens, single digits. You know snow's not going anywhere when you start getting that cold. So yeah, going throughout this work week, here is your winter forecast. Brought to you by us, okay? I mean, we have a lot to go through this week, that's for sure.
All right, and the Kentucky Sport, Boat, and Recreation Show later in the week, so maybe that's something that you get you thinking about spring.
It seems to happen every single year. It gets cold, and here comes some snow, that's right.
You might be able to tell from my outfit today. I'm ready for spring,
You're ready for spring,
yeah,
I think a lot of people are. Ready to go.
Oh, come on.
You're ready for a lot of things, aren't you?
I am. So true.
I understand. All right, we're rolling toward 5:15 on your Monday morning, and it's good to have you along with us.
And I'm ready for money. We got to look at it up next.
Firestone is recalling thousands of tires, plus have a banged-up iPhone, what Apple is now offering for the first time. I'm Hannah Daniels in New York. I'll have those stories and much more coming up in your CBS Money Watch report.
Welcome back. Our time is now 5:18 on WKYT this morning. A first for Apple. Also a recall on tires and some good news for anyone who likes Legos and Star Wars. Hannah Daniels has the latest on your money.
A disappointing close for the markets on Friday. The Dow closed down 211 points. The Nasdaq lost 3% for a 146-point loss. Have a banged-up iPhone? For the first time, Apple is accepting damaged phones as a trade-in from people wanting to upgrade. It will credit $50 for a 5S, $200 for a 6, and $250 for a 6 Plus. Firestone is recalling more than 36,000 heavy truck tires after reports the tread can separate from the body. The recall covers 22.5-inch Firestone FS 561, made from January of 2015 to January of 2016. The company says it has no reports of injuries. Like Legos? Like Star Wars? If so, we have some good news. Next month, new Star Wars Lego sets will hit store shelves, including those that recreate famous scenes from the original Star Wars trilogy. And that's your CBS Money Watch report. For more, log on to cbsmoneywatch.com. In New York, I'm Hannah Daniels.
Well, kids and teenagers today almost always on their phones, of course, using apps like Snapchat, also Kik to talk to friends. Maybe people posing as friends, though. Some of these apps are foreign to most adults. Not knowing what they are, it could actually risk the safety of your child. Some kids are sending inappropriate pictures, talking to strangers, or bullying others. The only way to keep your kids safe is to know what they're doing.
As a parent, you have to go investigate. Google's maybe your best friend, trying to find different resources that are out there.
Well, police say you should never hesitate to check your child's phone, or just not give your child a phone. That's what I plan to do.
But there's just some heads up, for parents out there to be aware of that. Time this morning is 5:20 on WKYT on your Monday morning. It's great to have you along. A lot more news on the way.
Sports is up next.
Super Bowl 50 belongs to Peyton Manning and the Denver Broncos. We'll have your Super Bowl highlights. Plus, the UK women's basketball team picked up a much-needed win on Sunday. That's next in sports.
We have a wintry mix outside early this morning. Most of this is just some cold rain. Temperatures well above freezing. That's something working for us. But one thing you have to watch out for is southeastern Kentucky, where, yes, it's 40 degrees in Jackson, but you go down into those valley regions, you know as well as I do, over in east and southeastern areas, that you can get those temperatures well below what you're seeing there out at the airports at Jackson or London, Corbin area. Look at Middlesboro and Harlan. We're at 30 degrees. So you just got to keep that in mind as that rain travels on through. You could have a few slick spots early this morning, but no major issues during the morning hours. It's really evening off into the night that you start to see that coldest air catch up with that moisture. That'll switch that rain over into snow. And once it switches over into snow, guys, we're not looking for that to change anytime soon. We're going to talk more about that in your full forecast in just a few minutes. First, let's check out sports.
The golden anniversary of the NFL's biggest game had all the makings of an all-timer. Peyton Manning versus Cam Newton, but it was the defenses that stole the spotlight in Super Bowl 50. The league MVP on one sideline, an all-time great, likely in his last rodeo on the other. First quarter, 3rd and 10 for the Panthers. Von Miller sacks Cam Newton. The ball comes out. Malik Jackson recovers the fumble in the end zone. Denver up 10-0. Broncos would tack on a field goal late in the quarter. Panthers would break through in the second. Jonathan Stewart leaps over the goal line, cuts the lead to 3. Look at that, do the hand jive. Later in the second, Panthers in midfield. Mike Tolbert on the carry, hit by Darian Stewart. Ball is loose to former Kentucky Wildcat Danny Trevathan is there for the recovery. 13-7 Broncos at the half. Now, once Coldplay and Beyonce were finished, Trevathan does it again. Newton, this time picked off by T.J. Ward. He can't hang on to it. But Trevathan is there for his second fumble recovery of the game. Broncos up 16-10 in the fourth quarter and adding to it, capitalizing on the Panthers' fourth turnover. C.J. Anderson fights his way through, and that's all that Manning and the Broncos would need. Broncos get the 24-10 win, likely the last rodeo for Peyton.
This game was much like this season has been. It really tested our toughness, our resilience, our unselfishness, and so it's only fitting it kind of turned out that way. And great bunch of teammates, great bunch of guys I got to play with, and I just feel very, very grateful.
Congratulations to Peyton and the Broncos. Meanwhile, Kentucky women's basketball hosting LSU on Sunday, looking to snap a 3-game skid. Cats shooting 56% from the floor in the first quarter. Macy Morris there from the corner. Kentucky's 26 points in the first quarter, the most in the SEC this season. Just before the half, Janae Thompson for 3. Wildcats in the half on a 7-0 run. Kentucky's lead was 15 at the break. Big day for Thompson. She dished out 10 assists. This one to Evelyn Okator for the bucket and the foul. 52-27 Wildcats. Fourth quarter, Thompson pulls the trigger from the top of the key. She had a team-high 16 points. Janae Thompson records her third career double-double in the 70-58 win. More importantly, the Wildcats get back in the win column. The Kentucky men's basketball team, of course, got a big win over the weekend against Florida. They turn right back around and do it again tomorrow night when they host the Georgia Bulldogs. That'll do it for your morning sports. Have a great day.